video is continuation of the previous video in which I briefed Hadees 1 to 10 of chapter 2, Belief, and this is the video in which I will tell you about the Hadees number of 11 to 20 of chapter 2, that is Belief. Sahih Al-Bukhari Hadees 11 of chapter 2, narrated Ubadah bin As-Samad, who took part in the Battle of Badr and was an Aqib, a person heading a group of 6 persons on the night of Al-Aqaba pledge. Allah's apostle said, while a group of his companions were around him, "Swear allegiance to me for not to join anything in worship along with Allah, not to steal, not to commit illegal sexual intercourse, and not to kill your children. And lastly, not to accuse an innocent person to spread such an accusation among people. Not to be disobedient when ordered to do good deed." The Prophet ﷺ added, "Whoever amongst you fulfills his pledge will be rewarded by Allah. And whoever indulges in any one of them except the ascription of partners to Allah and gets the punishment in this world, that punishment will be an expiation for that sin. And if one indulges in any of them and Allah conceals his sin, it is up to him, that is Allah, to forgive or punish him in the hereafter." Ubadah bin As-Samit added, "So we swore allegiance for those," that is, the points to Allah's apostle. Sahih Al-Bukhari Hadith 12 of chapter 2, Belief, narrated Abu Sa'd Al-Khudri. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "A time will soon come when the best property of a Muslim will be sheep, which he will take on the top of mountains and the places of rainfall or valleys, so as to flee with his religion from afflictions." Sahih Bukhari Hadith 13 of chapter 2, narrated Aisha. Whenever Allah's Messenger ﷺ ordered the Muslims to do something, he used to order them deeds which were easy for them to do, according to their strength and capacity and endurance. They said, "O Allah's Messenger ﷺ, we are not like you. Allah has forgiven your past and future sins." So Allah's apostle became angry, and it was apparent on his face. He said, "I am the most Allah-fearing and know Allah better than all of you do." Sahih Bukhari Hadith 14 of chapter 2, narrated Anas. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Whoever possesses the following 3 qualities will taste the sweetness of faith: the one to whom Allah and his apostle become dearer than anything else, who loves the person and he loves him only for Allah's sake, who hates to revert to disbelief after Allah has brought or saved him out from it, as he hates to be thrown in fire." Sahih Bukhari Hadith 15 of chapter 2, narrated Abu Sa'd Al-Khudri. The Prophet ﷺ said, "When the people of paradise will enter paradise and the people of hell will go to hell, astaghfar, Allah will order those who have had faith equal to the weight of a grain of mustard seed to be taken out from hell. So they will be taken out but by then they will be blackened. Then they will be put in the river of Haya, rain, or Hayat, life." The narrator is in doubt as to which is the right term, and they will revive like a grain that grows near the bank of a flood channel. Don't you see that it comes out yellow and twisted? Sahih Al-Bukhari Hadith 16 of chapter 2. It is actually Hadith 23 when counting from 1 to onwards. Narrated Abu Sa'd Al-Khudri. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "While I was sleeping, I saw in a dream some people wearing shirts of which some were reaching up to the breasts only, while others were even shorter than that. Umar bin Al-Khattab was shown wearing a shirt that he was dragging. The Prophet asked, the people asked, "How did you interpret it? What is its interpretation, O Allah's Messenger ﷺ?" The Prophet replied, "It is the religion." Sahih Al-Bukhari Hadith 17 of chapter 2, narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. Once Allah's Messenger ﷺ passed by an Ansari, a man who was admonishing his brother regarding Haya. On that, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "Leave him, as Haya is a part of faith." Sahih Al-Bukhari Hadith 18 of chapter 2, Narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, I have been ordered by Allah to fight against the people until they testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and that Muhammad is Allah's Messenger ﷺ, and offer the prayers perfectly and give the obligatory charity. So if they perform that, then they save their lives and property from me, except from Islamic laws, and then their reckoning will be done by Allah. Sahih Al-Bukhari, Hadees 19 of chapter 2, narrated Abu Huraira, Allah's Messenger ﷺ asked, what is the best deed? He replied, to believe in Allah and His apostle, that is Muhammad ﷺ. The questioner asked again, what is the next in goodness? The Prophet replied, to participate in jihad, religious fighting in Allah's cause. The questioner again asked, what is the next in goodness? He replied, to perform Hajj, accepted by Allah and is performed with the intention of seeking Allah's pleasure only, and not to show off, and without committing a sin, and in accordance with the traditions of the Prophet ﷺ. Hadith 20 of chapter 2, Belief, narrated Sa'd. Allah's Messenger ﷺ distributed zakat amongst a group of people while I was sitting there, but Allah's Messenger ﷺ left a man whom I thought the best of the lot. I asked, O Allah's Messenger ﷺ, why have you left that person? By Allah, I regard him as a faithful believer. The Prophet ﷺ commented, or merely a Muslim? I remained quiet for a while, but couldn't help repeating my question because of what I knew about him, and then asked Allah's Messenger, why have you left so and so? By Allah, he is a faithful believer. The Prophet ﷺ again said, or merely a Muslim? And I couldn't help repeating my question because of what I knew about him. Then the Prophet said, O Sa'd, I give to a person while another is dearer to me, for fear that he might be thrown on his face in the fire by Allah.